Okay, good people. 100% Clisby. I know it's been a while since you've seen a video from me, but as usual, I've been thinking about things, and the first thing I want to really get into is I just say things are moronic, okay? Because people are so focused on Kamala Harris's racial identity, like that has anything to do with a person's ability to govern. Even Janet Jackson, which I really couldn't understand. Janet Jackson, which I love her. I've always been a fan of Janet and her brothers. And Janet Jackson got on TV, and when asked about a potential first black president, or during an interview rather, she said, well, I don't know. I heard that she isn't black. Her father's white. Now, as many rumors have been spread about her family and how much spreading what you hear bothers her and has detriment, as much detriment as it does to her family, she had the audacity to get up and spread some unfounded rumors about Kamala Harris. You know, I'm thinking to myself, well, I heard your brother wasn't white. What does that have to do with a person's ability to govern? Why are we still dealing with this tired narrative? Black, white, colored, all this division and strife. What does that have to do with a person's qualifications? It is absolutely moronic. Ain't nobody talking about how Donald Trump went from white to orange to sickly gray to beige and all these other different colors he is. What does that have to do with a person's ability to govern? And then what's even more moronic is you have the Republicans over here saying that as Attorney General and prosecuting attorney, she started a crime wave, Fox News. And then you got the Democrats over here and the urban people saying that she kept people locked up and that she did this and that. Which way is it going to go? Which way is it going to be, people? She can't do both of them. If she kept people locked up, she was a prosecuting attorney. That was her job. All prosecuting attorneys try to get evidence suppressed, to get stuff thrown out of court. That's their job. And if she did it well, that's what she was supposed to do. What don't you understand? That's a prosecuting attorney's job. So if she did it well, she did it well. Like she probably would be do the job of the presidency well. And for two, let's get this out the way. For three, we're not running against President Biden. We're running against Donald Trump is running against Kamala Harris. We're not dealing with Biden economics. She is the vice president, not the president. She doesn't sign bills into law. She doesn't introduce new legislation. That's the president's job. Her job is to try to prop up the president, to take care of tasks that he doesn't have to take care of. She is not the president. So she cannot bring grocery prices down. And quiet as it's kept, let's think about this, people. We're always talking about how we were better off before Biden came in. No, we was not. People were using freezers as body bags. We were in the middle of a pandemic. And you all know that grocery prices and rent and everything went up during COVID, during the pandemic. There was price gouging and it never came down. And a news flash, people, why y'all so distracted by the iPhone and what color somebody is, grocery prices and rent and all that stuff is not going to come down simply because there are too many people in the world. The upper 1% has already raped the planet of all its natural resources practically. 80% of the fish are gone out the oceans. But see, Fox News don't tell you that. They're keeping you distracted. So while you worried about what color somebody is, when we all live on this planet together and we got to all be in this together, and we just one little speck of a planet in this great big universe with hundreds of trillions of other solar systems and planets, but we over here fighting each other over color. That's moronic, people. And then people are so busy trying to dig in deep to try to find some dirt on Kamala. When Donald Trump has done all this stuff in your face, he's ran a sham university, has to pay back hundreds of millions of dollars for running a sham university that defrauded working class and middle class students out of millions of dollars. He has been accused of sexual assault by several women, dozens of women. He's paid off dozens of women, and you all know this. He's done it in your face. He's paid off dozens of women. And on top of that, he's found liable for sexual assault and has to pay a woman back $80 million. All this in your face, but you so digging so deep trying to find out what color somebody is. What sense does that make? And then, in addition to that, in addition to all that stuff, Donald Trump sat there and then you'll say it doesn't matter. It does matter. The man sat there and he's on tape bragging about grabbing people by the you know what, and they can't do nothing about it. And then y'all turn around and suck it up with a straw. Oh, this locker room talk. Y'all believe that narrative? What locker have you been in where somebody said they could just go in and grab somebody? How would you feel if somebody grabs you by your genitalia? Your son, your daughter, or you yourself by your genitalia? Would you start laughing and talking about that's locker room talk? No, you would not. You'd be busting them in the face. You would be knocking all the lining out of this or calling the police. That's sexual assault. So for him to done all this stuff in your face and with 34 additional felonies, had an affair with a porn star, all this stuff, and you still don't get it, people. And you talking about judging somebody. That's our job, is to judge a political candidate. This man has blatantly done all this stuff in your face, caused an insurrection, tried to overturn the Constitution. Even his own political party, majority of them is not even supporting him. The person that worked more closely with him than anybody, Vice President Pence, cut ties with him. He knows how Donald Trump is, more so than anybody. He's not voting for him this election. What does that tell you? Moronic people. And you just suck it up with a straw. You just suck it up with a straw and think it's really rich. Springfield is now suing him for spreading all the lies about patients eating dogs. They didn't even want him to come there. They told him not to come because he was trying to use that as a photo op. And all the signs are there, but you people are so blind with your hatred, your prejudice, and your bigotry till you don't see the signs. And yes, I'm in judgment of him on the fact because he's a political candidate. That's my job as a citizen, to judge who represents this country. When you put yourself in politics and you represent a nation and lead a nation, you are to be judged by its citizens if you are fit enough. The man called Nikki Jam a woman and said she's hot. He's senile. What don't you understand? He don't even know what he's talking about half the time. And then Vice President Vance, J.D. Vance, not Vice President, J.D. Vance went on television and said if they have to make stuff up to get your attention, so he's telling you they're making it up. And you still don't want to believe it. Which way did they go, George? Which way did they go? Moronic people. In any election, it always boils down to the lesser of two evils. No candidate is perfect. But Donald Trump is so blatantly unfit morally. All these things he's done. And then somebody has to know to tell me, well, that's before he was president. It don't matter before he was president. He ain't changed. He still stood up lying and denying. He's not changed. This man got 34 felonies. And he's been born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He's never been in a grocery store. Grocery prices have never hurt him. Okay? His family is Democrat. His whole family was born there. His own nieces say he's unfit. What don't you understand? So, I'm going to close with this. Okay? I have nothing against Donald Trump. Okay? People can only do what you allow them to do. So, having said that, he is a manipulator of everything and everyone, including our laws around him. He's an expert at that. So I have nothing against him for that. And it's sad that he's experiencing alleged assassination attempts. But when you spew out hatred and violence and negativity and you create all this negative karma, the universe is going to give it back to you exponentially. Okay? People, wake up. While you digging for somebody's race, this man has done all this blatant stuff. Then defrauded all the working class people. Then lied to you. Then sexually assaulted people. Oh my God. Which way did they go, George? Wake up.